thank you for joining us today. I think the main goal really is for us to unpick the relationship between us and yourselves and why it's worked so well over the last year. So I'm going to be interviewing you obviously just because I'm the client director on the account, so I've been really close to what we've been doing over the last year and how we've really progressed. And what were you looking for from a digital partner?
I think we were looking for three things really. First of all, obviously we wanted sector experts, but then we needed an agency who had a way of working which fitted with ours, where we try lots of stuff, we drop what doesn't work, we invest behind what does work. And so we were interested in people who could kind of join us for the journey, really. And then the final thing was, as the CEO of Saltus says, you want to work with people who you'd be willing to sit next to for 12 hours on a long flight for. And so to get on well and have good personal relationships is really important to us.
Yeah, I think being on that journey with you for the last 12 months, I think one thing that I've noticed is that when it does come to like testing new things, we're not as scared of failing together.
I think the reason that is that we've got a very honest and transparent relationship. Yeah. I think sometimes where agencies go wrong is they want to spend their time pleasing the client and often not really just being very frank about what the potential outcomes might be. And we really like that about Incubeta. You really sort of laid out the pathway clearly and looked at the potential upsides and potential drawbacks. When it wasn't working, you were really clear and told us that it wasn't working, and then we made adjustments accordingly. And when it was working really well, we could kind of celebrate in that together. So I think that's been a really fantastic thing about the relationship.
What made you choose to work with Incubeta?
So I think one of the key things for me was that we were seeing a lot of people that were telling us that they could do certain things for our business, but perhaps they weren't quite so keen to actually understand a lot about our business first. And so we actually did a number of workshops at the beginning together where we spent a lot of time talking to you about our business, and that's really showed throughout the relationship, and that was a real differentiator, and it means that we can now really rely on Incubeta to discuss strategic elements as well as just how to place media.
Anyone in that meeting who now works on the account has been able to kind of carry that forward. We can only support you based on what we know of your business. So because we were able to get all of that information at the beginning and get to know how you guys like to work in those in-person sessions, I think that's also why it's been so successful.
The other point which I think is worth making, it's very attractive to a client, the fact that you can work flexibly. So there are some aspects of the kind of brief where you take the lead and you run the business on our behalf, but then there are other parts of our kind of digital strategy where we want to be kind of in the driving seat. But you are sitting alongside next to us saying, don't do this, do a bit more of that.
Yeah.
And that for us works really well.
Well, anyway, you really like being challenged, so I know when the team do challenge you, you really like that from them.
I think the thing we've been really impressed by with Incubeta is that everyone at every level is very impressive. And so it's a really good, strong team. I really feel like Incubeta are part of the Saltus business.